I'm Noreen.
And I'm Lindsay. Whoa, I am Lindsay. And we are your MCs for Open Door Legal's 2026 Good Neighbors Gala. Thank you. We are so happy to have you with us tonight. Before we get started, I'd like to introduce Noreen. As our talent and culture manager, Noreen has interviewed almost everyone on our staff and has built an amazing team. Everyone give a round of applause for Noreen.
Thank you, Lindsay. And now I'd like to share a little bit more about my co-MC, Lindsay. Lindsay joined Open Door Legal in 2019. So this year she's been here for 7 years. She was our first employment law attorney, our first people operations manager, and is now our first ever general counsel. So yeah, go ahead.
Thank you.
So basically, she's pioneered every role she's had at Open Door Legal, all while balancing work and home life with 2 kids and 1 on the way. So let's hear it again for Lindsay.
Thank you.
As we learned in 2025, year-over-year funding is uncertain, and it was because of you that we made it through.
Yes, last year was one of the toughest years in the history of our org. We were in danger of losing a third of our funding due to excruciating budget cuts. The staff was faced with the prospect of closing entire offices and the possibility of layoffs. Our fearless leader, Adrian, went to extreme measures to ensure that the loss of funding would get a lot of visibility. Our staff also turned up at many events throughout the city to highlight that the city was planning to cut our general legal services, which would have been disastrous to the communities that we serve.
On top of that, the community, our former clients, donors, and others who support the work we do, wrote letters to their district leaders, attended and spoke out at public comment for the city, and just really showed us so much support. Many of the people in this room spoke up for us, and ultimately we were able to keep our doors open another year to fight another fight. So truly, this community exemplifies what good neighbors are, and we're so thankful for that.
This night would not be possible without our sponsors. Thank you to our neighborhood sponsors, Wolford Wayne, careful Wolford Wayne, Rennie Public Law, Ross Family Law, Mux, Epic Church, Crank Start, the Law Office of Hillary Hamill, oh, rowdy in the back. Redeemer Community Church. All right. And the Clarkson Law Firm.
And thank you to our community sponsors, Shartz's Fries, Dayspring Partners, Lathrop GPM, Kecker, Van Nest, and Peters, and Debevoise and Plimpton. And finally, our justice sponsors, Wilson Sonsini Foundation and Good Paper. We truly appreciate your generosity and support of our work.
Lastly, this night is not possible without our ODL's amazing staff, many of whom are here tonight. I am so proud to work with so many passionate colleagues. Let's have a round of applause for all of you who have been on the front lines of justice. We have a totalizer that keeps track of how much money we've raised in real time. It will be displayed here on the screen for us to monitor as we move towards our goal of $400,000. Each person represents some of the good neighbors of the city. You'll see more and more people fill in as the night goes on. You can see that we're starting off already with $11.10. So we got a big night ahead of us, folks. Thanks to the generous donations that have come in ahead of the gala. That's probably a typo, but that's fine.
All right, when the time comes, you'll get a text message with a link to give, or you can use the QR code right in front of you. Some of you will be making pledges to fulfill at a later date. If that's you, go to opendoorlegal.org/pledge to fill out the form. Again, if you want to make a pledge tonight that you'll fulfill later, visit opendoorlegal.org/pledge and fill out that form. And don't worry, pledges will also be counted toward the totalizer tonight. We are so grateful for every dollar that is donated tonight.
I remember when Open Door Legal was just a handful of folks working out of just the Bayview office. On Thursdays, the entire organization, all 8 of us, would cross the street to go to Crispy Crunchy Chicken for a team lunch. Since then, we've expanded from the Bayview office to the Excelsior office in 2019, to the Western Addition office in 2020, and to the Sunset office in 2023.
And now we have over 50 employees and have many defined departments. We cover over 35 areas of law housed under 4 main legal teams. We have our family and probate team, immigration team, housing law team, and our litigation and economic justice team. We are like a general hospital. We're able to triage quickly to ensure that everyone can receive appropriate services and be sent to the applicable law practice to best meet their needs.
Our immigration services continue to be one of the highest requested services by our community. Since this administration began, the law has changed dramatically and rapidly. Processes that were once reliable and consistent are no longer. Already, immigration law is one of the most underserved practice areas in California. And San Francisco County is the second worst large county in the state for immigrants to get legal representation. If they have an attorney, immigrants without U.S. citizenship are almost 6 times more likely to remain in this country.
We're now going to be watching our first video of one of our immigration law clients who came to us after connecting with over 100 lawyers first to find help. Before we start, I just want to note that this video contains potentially sensitive material, including suicidal thoughts.
I can't explain how much I was happy when I was in India. फ्रेंड्स के साथ हो या फैमिली के साथ हो, मतलब लाइफ बहुत अच्छी थी, बहुत अच्छी. I already have established career at that time in India. I was working as a journalist and I liked my job. I loved script writing, content writing. I loved my job. Suddenly my uncle said that there is a boy and they know their father and the guy from last 40 years. We talked almost 6 months. I thought that he's a religious person. He's a perfect guy for me. I can see my future with him. So I said, okay, I'm ready for the marriage. So that happens. After 1 month, he came back to the US in March 2023 and he applied for the spousal visa. It takes like 2 years to come here, and in those 2 years, his behavior is totally changed. 2025, my flight was on 4th of March. My journey was like it's almost 24 hours. He come 2 hours late, and when he come at the airport lounge, means nothing, no greeting, no hug, no like how are you, how's your journey, nothing. We were in the elevator. I was kept asking him what's going on. He said, see Rashni, I have an affair with my co-worker and she's pregnant with my child. I have prepared an agreement. I want Rashni to go with me and talk with my girlfriend and to me, and she has to sign that agreement. My uncle talked with me and he said, don't go with him. It's not safe for you. because he kept asking for money and my jewelry when I was in the parking area. It's a night time and there's no one. My cousin who lives here in the San Francisco tried to book a flight for me. Next day there's a flight at 7 a.m. and I come here. Starting few months in San Francisco were like suicidal for me. The panic attacks, anxiety. Sometimes I felt like just go to the nearby beach and just drown. But my uncle won't let me to go alone. I was just feeling like I need a divorce. I just want to go back to my parents. I don't need anything. Right now, I just need my parents. We called so much lawyers, above 100, but I'm not convinced with anyone. I called one number and I got the open door legal number. When I talked with the attorneys, they were like, you have to ensure your residency first if you want a divorce because you are conditional, so they will deport you because you don't have a permanent residency. For Violeta, I felt like someone is very close to me and close to working on my case. So I followed everything what she said and I got my 10-year green card.
When Rajni came to us, she was really worried and concerned that she could lose her green card and potentially be deported and lose everything. So after working with Open Door Legal, Rajni was able to focus on working and just rebuilding her life and looking forward to the next chapter. What's great about our organization is now that Rajni has completed her case with our immigration team, because we have a family team, we were able to refer her to our family law team, and now she'll be able to open a case to complete the dissolution of her marriage so that she can eventually move forward and past all of this.
एक ऐसा इंसान जो जिसके पास कुछ नहीं था, ना पैसा ना घर, एकदम नया इंसान जो पहली बार इस देश में आया है और उसके पास अपने राइट्स नहीं पता है, उस हिसाब से ओपन लीगल डोर ने मेरी बहुत हेल्प की है। मैं बहुत होपफुल हूँ। यहाँ पे मुझे और स्टडी करनी है, अपना फ्यूचर यहाँ बनाना है and just need a good career. I just want to do something big. I'm just hoping that one day I will do it.
Wow, I cannot imagine the pain of having your future taken away from you and then just searching and searching for help. For our first ask of the night, we call this our 100% participation ask. We came into tonight with the goal of raising $400,000, but before we go any further, we've been given an extraordinary opportunity. An anonymous donor has pledged $250,000. Yeah. But only if all the families and friends in this room join in first. So tonight we're asking for everyone in this room to start with a gift of $25. We want everyone to flex their thumbs and try out this donation link or QR code. You should have received a text message already, and you can click the information in the text message, or the information's on this screen or in the table in front of you. It's not about the amount, it's about participation. It's about showing that every person in this room believes people like Rajni deserve access to safety, stability, and legal support.
Yes, and while you're doing that, let's meet one of the very few and very special immigration lawyers in the state of California, Violeta. Violeta, are you here? Here she comes.
Good evening. My name is Violeta Velasquez, and I am one of the immigration attorneys here at Open Door Legal. I am the daughter of immigrants and one of the few Latina attorneys in the U.S., a group that makes up just under 3% of the legal profession. I know that my success and achievements was never mine alone. It was built on the sacrifices and unwavering support of my immigrant parents. My parents immigrated from Mexico with little more than determination, my mother having completed only the 2nd grade and my father the 3rd grade. They came fleeing poverty, chasing the possibility of something better. For years, my parents lived in this country undocumented, carrying that uncertainty day after day. When I asked them what life was like before they became legal permanent residents, the first thing that they describe is fear. The fear that ICE could come at any moment, that they could be taken away and separated from my sisters, who were very young at the time. Much like today, that fear was not abstract. When rumors spread of nearby ICE raids, they didn't go to work or the grocery store. They stayed home, paralyzed by the threat of what could happen. After living in this country undocumented for many years, the amnesty legislation passed by Congress in 1986 changed everything for our family. It allowed my parents to become lawful permanent residents, and that fear finally began to lift. But it was the day that they finally became US citizens that something deeper settled in, a feeling of safety that they had never allowed themselves to fully feel before. For the first time, they felt that our family was safe. And that foundation opened doors for my parents, my sisters, and for me. They raised a teacher, a social worker, and a lawyer. 3 daughters, yes. 3 daughters who grew up watching their parents sacrifice everything in pursuit of a better life, and who carry that example into their work every single day. Each of us chose a path of service, not by coincidence, but because we were raised to believe that when you're given an opportunity, you find a way to give it back. I went to law school with a clear purpose of practicing immigration law. Excuse me. 1 second. Yes, thank you. I went to law school with a clear purpose of practicing immigration law to protect and advocate for people who are living the same story that my parents once lived, because I believe that everyone deserves a pathway to safety, dignity, and a life free from fear. I am so proud and grateful that I have the opportunity to practice immigration law at an organization like Open Door Legal, and to represent people like Rajni, who are seeking safety and a better life for themselves and for their families. As immigration attorneys, we stand at the intersection of law and humanity. Every day, people like Rajni come into our office carrying more than just documents. They carry fear, hope, and stories that most of us will never fully understand. What makes Open Door Legal truly special is our model of integrated legal care, a general hospital for our community where no one has to walk away from a problem simply because it falls outside the scope of one attorney's expertise. When Rajni first came to me about her immigration case, I took the time to understand her full situation. And as her story unfolded, it became clear she needed more than just immigration help. Thankfully, I was able to connect her directly with my colleagues on our family law team. And yes, and I knew with complete confidence that she would be in good hands. She didn't have to start over with a stranger or navigate the system alone. The family team and the immigration team took care of her together. And with your help, we can take care of hundreds more people like my parents and like Rajni. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Violeta. We're so grateful for you sharing your story tonight and for the work you do every day to support people in the community. All right, let's take a second now to check in with our totalizer after our 100% participation ask. Let's see.
Oh my.
Wow, okay,
Wow.
thank you for participating. Wow, oh wow, it changed right now.
Wow. Quite the jump.
Nice. All right, you helped unlock the pledge of $250,000. Yeah, but I think we can do better. So let's look at the beautiful neighborhood scenes starting to fill in. Oh, there it goes. But the scene that we had up there, it looks like the beautiful neighborhoods, just like the ones our offices are located in. But I think
Did you say you think we could do better?
we could do better. I think we should raise our goal. We're already kind of close.
Right now?
Yeah.
After all we've seen?
Yeah, I think tonight we should raise it to $500,000.
Can we do that?
Can I say that?
Can we get
Can
it
I
from
say
the
that?
Okay, Dev team says we can do that.
Yes. Okay, let's do it. We're raising our goal to $500,000.
I love that. Do you guys think we can do it? I guess we'll have to see. But if we hit $500,000, that would support 250 families' cases. So let's see if we can get there. Next up, I am so grateful to introduce our next speaker to you. Our mission at ODL is to make it possible for all of San Francisco to have access to free legal help. This would dramatically support the city's desire to break cycles of homelessness and poverty. So we'd like to invite up now Kunal Modi, the San Francisco Chief of Health and Human Services. Kunal, welcome.
Okay, thank you so much for having me here. I really appreciate it and the warm welcome. Last year, amidst a really challenging budget environment and a time when we were facing unprecedented challenges with obviously the federal government, the city prioritized immigration legal services, domestic violence support services, tenant right to counsel services, and cut civil legal services. And you all, as we heard at the beginning of this night, came out and made your voice heard. Some of you even went on a hunger strike. I'm looking at my friend Adrian. And you helped to educate us. And that cut last year was a mistake. And if our administration prides itself on something, it's that we learn from our mistakes and we take the time to get educated and we help as a city ourselves do better. And so we started to engage. Adrian came to our office with 100 pages of data to tell us why that was wrong. And the data was actually really compelling. And we talked to other legal aid providers about how, yes, it's important to fund services around immigrant defense, around domestic violence prevention, around tenant right to counsel, but that there's so much more upstream that civil legal services helps catch. And so on behalf of Mayor Lurie, I want to say something really clearly. We believe civil legal services is a core part of our homelessness prevention strategy. You know, nearly 8,000 San Franciscans are experiencing homelessness right now. Our latest point in time count showed that unsheltered homelessness is at its lowest level in 15 years, down 22%. That is real progress. But we also saw a 15% increase in family homelessness. This tells us something critical. We cannot just respond to homelessness or poverty after the fact. We have to go upstream before it starts. That's what our Breaking the Cycle initiative is all about. And that's why this administration made a decision that, to my knowledge, is the first time that the Department of Homelessness and Supportive Housing is directly funding civil legal services as a core part of our prevention strategy. And we are proud that Open Door Legal is our partner to start that fight. So thank you so much for your support here. When we think about what pushes a family out onto the street, the issues are varied, as you know. An unlawful eviction, a wrongful benefits termination, a debt collector seizing wages, a domestic violence survivor with no restraining order and no safe place to go. These aren't housing problems yet. They're legal problems. And if someone gets help in time, they never become a housing problem. Open Door Legal's own data shows that they cut homelessness in half in the neighborhoods they serve, at a fraction of the cost of what it takes to do it after the fact. Every dollar spent on legal aid is more than 6 times the financial benefit to the clients you serve. We are committed to proving that prevention works, that legal aid works, and that San Francisco can be the first city in the country where nobody loses their home because they couldn't afford a lawyer. So thank you to the Open Door Legal community, to the entire civil legal aid community for helping to educate us, for helping us to do better as a city. I think we're just getting started this year. We look forward to actually sharing more in our upcoming budget presentation over the next 2 weeks. Together with your help, we know that we can make a difference for thousands of families across our city. So thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much, Kunal, and thank you for your ongoing support. Now we're going to have a little crowd interaction. I'm going to have you check under your pamphlet, which should be at your seat, without losing any food or anything. If you have a sticker under your pamphlet that says 11%, everyone looking under their pamphlets. If you have a sticker that says 11%, will you please stand up? Any lucky winners? Stand up, stand up, stand up. I'm going to give everyone a couple minutes to check their pamphlet again. Check, check, check. Okay. If everyone has checked their pamphlet, and if they have 11%, they've stood up. Thank you for participating. Okay, thank you. Okay, so everyone who's standing, 11% stickers. Okay, thank you. Now, of this room, that's about 11% of the room that should be standing. This is the ratio equivalent to the Black community in San Francisco in 1990. You may now sit down.
All right, now if you looked and you have a sticker that says 5%, would you please stand up? 5%, thank you. Let's stand up if you have 5% on your sticker. All right, now look around the room. According to the US Census, this is the equivalent of the Black community in San Francisco in 2023, now closer to 5%. There are large trends of displacement, often tied to housing law and estate law, as people are pushed out of the places they often grew up. Our team works to protect the legacy of the Black community that has been here for generations. You'll hear more about this in our next video. Thank you for standing. You can sit down now. Thank you.
My name is Curtis Warren, born and raised in San Francisco Bayview, Hunters Point neighborhood, lifelong resident, and a person that's never going to leave the Bayview. I love it here. I grew up 10 houses down the street. I had 7 siblings, and I have a lot of nephews and nieces, great-great nephews and nieces, but our whole basis was Quesada Street. Unfortunately, I'm the only one left in my family that still owns a home on this block. Hoffman, he's the baby boy. I raised my 2 oldest as a single parent, so when he came along, it was just like I said, I just looked at him like a blessing. You know, he just really dear to my heart. When he was born, the mom was dealing with a lot of issues. The other boys, they would always be, can my brother spend the night? Can my brother spend the night? And I'm like, no problem, you'll get him. And then I just really just grew attached. You know what I'm saying? Even though, like I say, when he was born, I was attached. I came to Open Door Legal because of the adult adoption for Hoffman and the estate planning for my revocable trust. I've been trying to adopt Hoffman for the last 14 years. But at the time, we couldn't locate the father, and the father had to give permission, and we never got it done. Like I told him, you could keep your name, but just, I want this on paperwork, because if anything ever happened to me, I want you to be just as much as part of this house as your other 2 brothers. You know, you guys are a team, the 3 of you. Working with Leslie was a godsend. I mean, she stayed on top of everything. The only thing I had to do was show up. I really appreciate this because if I had to go out and pay for this, well, I'd be making installments.
When Curtis first came to us, what I heard was that he wanted to protect his family's financial future. I also heard that he wanted to make sure that the child he raised as one of his own sons was legally protected and recognized as family. By working with Open Door Legal, Curtis is protecting his family and the life he's built. Our hope is that we're keeping families housed. Our hope is that the families who grew up here have a chance at staying here and not being displaced from the city.
Well, for a long time, it was like a sense of community, but demographics have really changed, you know. The families that didn't do estate planning were displaced. It was a lot of Black wealth that was lost in Bayview. Most of my lifelong friends and relatives, everybody's just about left here. So when they called us in, we went into the courtroom. It was one of the best days I had in a long time. You know, and I felt proud of myself that, like I say, I started something and I finished it. You know, especially when, you know, it's going to affect a person's life, change their life in ways that they don't even realize. The future I want for my sons is I want them to be successful, to be responsible and respectful of others. I want them to have a life that I didn't have. It ain't about me, it's about the children.
Please welcome up Curtis Warren and Othman Ibrahim.
Wow, I think I've already said enough. And I really want to thank Open Door Legal for keeping me and my family in my house for generations to come. And with that, I'm introducing my son, Othman.
Shout out to Open Door Legal and Leslie.
Thank you, Curtis and Othman. As a parent, I understand the deep desire to protect my sons and be able to protect a family legacy just like you did, Curtis. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us.
Our attorneys at Open Door Legal go above and beyond. Gwen Wu, our senior probate attorney, became well-versed in adult adoption casework for the sole purpose of ensuring that Curtis could keep generational wealth within his family. We've proven what collective action looks like, and now with our goal at $500,000, we have another opportunity to build on that momentum. A generous donor has committed $2 for every dollar donated, up to $50,000. Every dollar you give tonight will be tripled to help close the gap between where we are and where our community needs us to be. This moment is for those who are in a position to stretch tonight, to make transformational investments in keeping families together and preserving a legacy in San Francisco. You should have received another text message. Go ahead and respond or make your pledge now. Every gift during this match will go 3 times as far.
Before we check in on the totalizer, we just wanted to remind everyone of the things that we have around the room. The artist Adelia is here. You've probably seen her beautiful work. And she's been working on multiple live paintings. If you were one of the first 30 people to register for the gala, you'll be able to pick up an original art piece by her. For everyone else, you'll be taking home either a print or a bookmark of your choice. I already got mine. And for featuring spots all around the city and all the neighborhoods where our offices are. So thank you so much, Adelia. Thank you, Adelia. We also have a dispenser labeled "Justice Should Not Be a Gamble" if you want to try your luck. I've been told there are actual real prizes in there, including Valkyrie's tickets and gift cards. But I also heard someone complaining about getting an eviction notice. So if you want a more guaranteed interaction, there's also a lovely piece where you can share what you'd want your key to open the doors to in the back.
All right, let's check back on our totalizer. Oh wow, look at the mom with her babies. It's so cute.
Well, yeah, it's really filling in. I like the grandma with her soup dumplings, it looks like. Delicious. Looks like we are at 274, which is exciting. Is that correct? There we go. I knew there was something in there. All right, we're at 379. That's very exciting. Thank you so much, Brandon Leahy, Tammy Fu, and Anonymous. Can we get a little more scrolling going or no? Okay. Eric Wang, Norman Hom. Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, Carol Fung, thank you. Richard Pack. All right, so I bet some of you could use a stretch break again. I'm gonna call out a couple of table numbers to stand and stretch. So please listen for your table number. I'm gonna call for those tables to stand up, please. If you're at tables 3, 6, 9, and 10, please stand up. Thank you, table 3, I see you. So 3, 6, 9, and 10.
It's another crowd interaction, folks.
Yeah, another crowd interaction. Tables 13, 16, and 17, 20 and 21, 26 and 27, and table 32. Please stand up. Thank you. Thanks for participating. All right, look around. The people standing here represent about 43% of the room. In San Francisco, domestic violence is one of the drivers of homelessness and housing instability. 43% of families assessed for housing between 2024 and 25 reported that they were escaping violence at home. So everyone who's standing up right now in the room represents those in need of housing security who are also survivors of violence.
Thank you for standing. You may be seated. We'll be watching this last client video in light of this reality. We ask that during this portion, it's important that everyone hear this, during this portion, no photos or videos are taken to protect the client. And also there's a trigger warning. The following video will contain descriptions and discussions of domestic violence that some viewers might find upsetting.
I was like in this quiet, toxic relationship that looked okay from the outside. But for me, my gut feeling was like telling me this person is not really healthy himself. There were like flags, yellow flags, red flags, eventually with time before getting married. And that was not learned until it was too late when I was planning my exit out. During COVID, I wasn't allowed to go outside. I was like a prison in my own home. I wasn't even allowed to get fresh air. Even pets, animals deserve fresh air. He would take away resources. I have a pen, I have my asthma inhaler, I have my phone, I have a notebook. Like, he would take everything. He must have broken my phone at least once a month, like 4 times, and then disconnected an actual line. He was like, you need to clean up this floor now. The broom and the dustpan is like right there. I'm not allowed to go use it. He wanted me to clean the floor with my bare hands while he was like watching me. There were many times when he would put his hands on me. When I turned 40, I got really like physically abused on my birthday. My daughter never saw it. I think she heard it and she would check out. She would start humming to herself. She would color on the kitchen table. She'd be around the corner from her room and I would tell her, go back to your room, close the door, okay? I'll come and visit you soon, okay? Don't come here. And she'll be like, okay. And then she'd go in her bedroom, close the door, and then wait till I got there and comforted her and stuff like that. Strategically, I needed to get out, and there was a short window, like a weekend, that he was gonna be away. I called a friend, and she said, okay, come over here because he can come back to your home anytime. I told my daughter, get the 5 things that are really important to you. She opens the refrigerator and I'm kind of like, I only have 10 minutes. I'm like sweating and all that. And she grabs like a water bottle and she's like, Mommy, I'm gonna pack this for you. And she's like really like helpful that way. That was really nice. She was thinking about me because we need water. When we're in the car and she's like, where are we going? How long are we gonna be there? I was like, wherever we are, just remember, we're home. If we live in this car or if we're in a shelter, as long as we're home, like together, physically, we're home. In order to find help in San Francisco, it's almost like someone has to get in trouble or get harmed in a way, almost killed, and then get a resource pamphlet from the police station. I wrote all the organizations, groups, resources in the Bay Area
And making those calls can be very intimidating. Either they're very busy, they don't answer, they tell you to call back, there's waiting lists, limited staff, but Open Door Legal was there for me to help.
And now we'd like to invite up the client from the video. She's here.
The day I left my abuser, I went to stay at my friend's couch. She gave me a fresh, clean notebook and told me to write down all the people I'm talking to. I have that notebook here. I first tried going to the police. I got to the station at 9 a.m. and asked to make a report. But I was told I couldn't make a report until a sworn officer walked in. 10 a.m. passed, 11 a.m. passed, noon passed, and I started to wonder if I was ever going to get help. 1 p.m. passed, 2 p.m. passed, 3 p.m. passed. I literally had to ask the dispatcher, do I have to be dead for you all to actually do something? I ended up going home and just calling 911 so I could talk to the police. They didn't do anything for me other than give me a pamphlet with resources. I tried calling the National Domestic Violence Hotline, but I never got through. At one point, I sat on hold for 2 hours, just wondering if there might be someone on the other side before giving up and hanging up. I started to go down the list of resources on the pamphlet, but one after another, they turned me away. I called and emailed. Some of them never got back to me. One got back to me to say that they only had one family law attorney and that they were completely booked, but that they were still rooting for me. I tried contacting the DA. The only thing they did was write a 30-day no contact letter, which wasn't enforceable and which he immediately ignored. In fact, after I left, he used an attorney to file for sole custody of my daughter. I wasn't able to get legal help, and he ended up taking her away from me for a time. Then I started doing my own internet research. I gave up on orgs based in San Francisco and started searching for any org anywhere. I contacted private attorneys, but there was no way I could afford the $14,000 retainer. I had about $1,000 to my name, living paycheck to paycheck with a part-time job. I even talked to a priest who didn't live in San Francisco, begging him to help me. He wasn't able to. It was so disappointing. I was really frustrated and angry with the system. Why am I hunting for information so hardcore like this? It was like a giant circle just being referred from one organization to the next and back again. 6 months in, I was sitting in a DV circle. It was a support circle, and listening to a fellow survivor tell a similar story. The facilitator then said, "Do you want to try Open Door Legal?" And I immediately burst out, and I was like, wait, what? Who are they? Why didn't you tell me about them? I've been here for 6 months. I've never heard of them. And later I found out that they don't refer people to ODL because they have a contract to only send referrals to another agency. You all ended up being 30th on my list. When I called ODL, I felt like there was hope, there was light for the first time in a long time. I talked to Hakika. He was very supportive. I felt comfortable talking to him. I would touch base with him once or twice a month. I had an attorney named Stephanie. She was the first person to wish me Happy Mother's Day before even my mom, sister, or best friend. After I got in touch with you all, I felt confident for the first time, like I knew it would all work out. I suddenly had the motivation to go to a job fair. I got a full-time job and eventually a new apartment with the income from that job. Now my divorce is finalized. I've got sole custody of my daughter, legal and physical. I've got a clean break from my abuser. Without your help, I wouldn't have my daughter, I wouldn't have my job, I wouldn't have my home. For people in my situation, the other survivors, I hope that they can also find a community to feel supported and encouraged to reach their legal goals. It makes me happy to know that I sought out and found support. It took time, patience, and more. Knowing that I got rejected, that's okay. You just need to keep going. Thank you.
Thank you so much for bravely sharing your story with us. As we close tonight, we have one final opportunity in front of us. A generous supporter has offered a final $10,000 challenge gift if we can finish strong together.
We are so close. This final push is about making sure that no one leaves this room wondering if their gift mattered. Whether it's $10 or $1,000, every last contribution helps to unlock these final dollars and sends families into tomorrow with a stronger legal support system behind them.
Will you help us meet this final stretch and raise $500,000 to help more families like this mother and daughter? Again, you can make this last gift of the night by donating through the link, texting a pledge, or using the QR code in front of you.
I'd like to introduce someone very special to us. Claudia is a mother who came to us when her family was in need. We had the opportunity to help her family set off a new trajectory almost 10 years ago. So we'd like to welcome up Claudia now.
Wow, it's been so long. How's everyone doing? Good? Enjoying, right? Well, 10 years ago, I had a similar story, and I was able to come on this stage and share with all of you and share everything that Open Door Legal has done for me. Before I continue, I want to say thank you. Thank you, Open Door Legal, because you keep fighting for so much people that have no voice. And you keep fighting for those that really, really need help. And I wouldn't be here standing in front of all of you if it wouldn't be because Open Door Legal helped me. And I am so thankful. They are a blessing to the community. They are a blessing to San Francisco. They are a blessing to my life. My life is totally different today than it would have been, thanks to your help. At that time, my two children were 3 and 7. Now they are 13 and 17. Emma, as Moises, are both they are honor roll students. And one is in high school, the other one is, yeah. One is in high school and the other one is in middle school, and they are both great children. I love them. They keep being my engine, and I want them to come up here because they have a few words for you, and you will see how great they are.
Hi, my name is Emma Rustrian. And I was pretty young when Open Door Legal came into our lives. I was 8 years old, I believe, and my brother Moises was 4. Open Door Legal helped our family by giving our mom legal support when she couldn't afford it. And they were there for us in a very stressful time in our lives. When we were pretty young, we didn't really understand what was going on. But I did know that my parents were struggling and going through something, and I knew it had to do with custody. They tried to keep our childhood as normal as possible, but I knew that our lives were going to change. I knew that my parents were not going to be together anymore, so I felt like I had to be there for my brother. I began to see myself as another parent figure to him, and I had to give up a part of my childhood so I could look after him. At the time, we lived in a house where we were sharing with many family members. Someone also lived in an RV outside. It was really crowded. Rent was always a problem, and my mom is the oldest of her siblings, so she would have to carry the load of paying bills and rent. I remember when we would have parent-teacher conferences at school, and we would have to park really far away so we wouldn't have to pay for parking. Once we found Open Door Legal, they made a little section for us in the office. I have a little quite small memory of a nice lady. I'm not sure I remember her name, but she would take us to the crispy crunchy chicken right across the right across the office. And so they made it really comfortable, and they made it seem as if we were all friends there while my mom was talking to the lawyers, and the employees would always check up on us. After Open Door Legal helped my mom with her legal situation, we had a little more money and things became more affordable. I also knew that I had someone and somewhere to ask for help. Free lawyers took the load off my mom's back, and free lawyers mean that someone can be there to protect your rights. It gave my mom a chance to be heard, but it also gave my childhood back. The San Francisco that I want other children to grow up in is where they are supported. I want kids to have a community with open arms where children can stay in their homes and for it to be a home instead of just a house. I want kids to have a community with access and support. So Open Door Legal comforted us and gave us a place to relax and to be kids again. Thank you.
Thank you so much to your family for coming to share with us tonight. I've seen that video of your family when you were little, and to see you guys up here now is so powerful. All right, let's check back in with our totalizer. Our goal as we end this night is to get to $500,000. I can't believe you guys let me do that. But every dollar given tonight represents a remarkable commitment to generosity on your part. We couldn't be more grateful to get to partner together in this work.
Wow. Wow, we've gotten so close. Thank you to everyone who has donated. Thank you to Eric Wang and Jess and everyone else on this list that I can't totally see, sorry. But okay, hold on. I wanted to give our development team a little time to do some math, but I think maybe we've done that. Is there any more math for the dev team to do?
Mathing back there.
Are they still mathing back there? So. Do we need to do a dance? Okay. Okay, well, we are really excited that we've come so far. If you remember, earlier this evening, we started with $11.10. So everyone has fulfilled their, has done a lot to get us to 100,008. We are so grateful for a dev team and for everyone in here tonight. We could not have done this and come this far without you all. You guys are such good neighbors. I want to go ahead and give a toast to everyone in this room. You're going to have to pick up whatever you have over there. I knew it. I was like, what is going on? Is this really the end? Thank you, dev team. Classic ODL psych out. I knew it.
We did it. See, 500,000.
I wasn't having a heart attack at all up here. No, it was fine. Wow. 674,000. Wow, we're so grateful to everyone who's donated tonight, before tonight, who will donate tomorrow. We're also grateful. Now I want to give a toast, and everyone that you should have drinks to toast with. I don't know. If not, flag a server. But we want to give a toast to all the donors in this room and out there on YouTube who could not be here tonight. Thanks to you all, we actually did it.
We did it. Woo! All right, I'm excited. Okay. All right, a few more thank yous that we want to share. Thank you to Soma Arts for hosting us again. This has been we've been here for a few years now. We love it. Soma Arts, thank you so much for hosting us. Jessica Lasky for the catering. Justin Guo and Lunar Pictures for the videos. Tristan Cabral and Avi Johnson for their animation and their drawing work. And thank you to Adelia back there for sharing your beautiful artwork with us. Thank you. And also a special thanks to Daniel Gala, one of our housing attorneys. He did those really cool videos of biking to the offices. Thanks, Daniel. All right.
Okay, wait, hold on. I think I'm seeing now that the toasts are happening.
Oh,
now.
the toasts are happening. Okay.
Sorry, the lights are bright up here, folks. We're the talent. We're just reading off a cue card. But if everyone has, do most people have, I don't know, champagne or whatever? Something to toast with? Okay.
It went up again. Every time I look back, it's higher.
More.
Okay, we got more to toast for. More to toast for.
It went up again, you guys. I feel like we need to rewind and rethank everyone. But it's gone up another almost $100,000. We have blown we've almost doubled the original goal of 400,000. And we've way exceeded Noreen's goal of 500,000. Wow, what a huge night. We are all so grateful to you all. And unfortunately, the people who have recently donated are not being listed up here, but if they were, I would thank them. But I'd like to thank everyone in this room. I want to take a minute to thank our development team at Open Door Legal for putting this on and for entrusting me to come up here. And now, and everyone, if you could just raise your glass. Just want to give a quick toast to you all and to our dev team, really, and to Noreen for raising our total. So cheers.
Cheers.
Okay. Thank you for making this night not the first, the night that we're hosting, not the first night to not hit the goal. That would have been a drag. Thank you all for joining us. Oh.
Yeah, thank you so much, everybody. Thank you all for joining us. Yeah, let's give everybody a round of applause. You all deserve it, everyone who's here. Am I still
on your way out?
On your way out, please remember to pick up a piece from Adelia. They are complimentary. Everyone who came here tonight gets to leave with a bookmark or a print, as well as a dessert. Jessica Lasky's team packed us hand pies to bring home. So go ahead. Don't forget those before you leave. Thank you so much and see you next year.
Thank you.